Hello, Tim. This is Carly Sullivan. I am fulfilling capstone assignment number 2, Arctic changes and their effects on Alaska and the rest of the United States. And this is in the polar regions. So the area I'd like to provide information about is Alaska. In Alaska, the permafrost is thawing at an alarming rate. This is releasing carbon dioxide and methane into our atmosphere that has been trapped for millions of years. The annual average near-surface temperatures are measuring an increased rate which over twice as fast as the rest of the globe. The breakup of glaciers and excuse me. The breakup of the glaciers and permafrost allow for more surface contact with warmer air. The more air circulating over ice and snow increases the melting rate. This rate of melting is likely to reveal ice-free summer oceans by 2040. So all this area that's supposed to have ice over it won't. It won't. After this, it just won't. Terrifying. Oh, okay, so lots of stuff going on up here in Alaska. We've got this open sea throughout here. This is the Bering Sea, so this is how travelers get through, and this is not full of ice. Right now, this area used to be full of ice and permafrost, and everything is just melting. The threat is the decline in sea ice affects weather patterns across the United States of America. So even though these things are occurring at our poles, closer to their poles, this affects the whole entire globe. The USA is vulnerable because these sea surface temperatures influence water patterns. Increase in rainfall along the thawing of the permafrost can greatly affect crop patterns, thus food supply. These forecasts threaten the area, which the increased forest fires, which will increase the absorption of light because of the darker surface area. Increased forest fires will also increase the release of CO2. Both the thawing of permafrost and the increase in sea surface temperatures will reduce sea ice and lead to more release of stored carbon. The forecasts that have these will impact these communities. These um, when we have surface land that has been previously frozen, and it turns to thawed matter, there's organic compounds in this area that's going to be released into the atmosphere. That's different. So that's where the carbon dioxide comes from, the methane gas. This is going to decrease albedo, which makes the sun's light be absorbed more rapidly, which increases the temperature more quickly, which releases more carbon by thawing and by melting. Uh, yes, this is very dangerous for communities across the globe because the forest fires can take out crops and they can take out communities across the United States, and also um, this can also affect communities in fishing and what crops are able to be grown in these changing climates. The solutions for melting permafrost, there's really not any solutions to helping that besides like the sulfur being released into the air to help reduce the uh, absorption of sun's heat and things like that. But these aren't working. We just have to reduce our use of fossil fuels and actually stop using fossil fuels like now, but that isn't happening. So what we really have to focus on is how our communities are going to adapt to our new climate. This is inevitable changes. All right, so that's capstone number 2. That's to address the polar regions and the ice caps and the changes that affect Alaska.